All guidance was followed. For the best part of a week, that's been the UK government's line on the party that may or may not have happened in Downing Street last Christmas. And at midday, when Boris Johnson arrived for weekly questions to the Prime Minister, it was still the line.
But Mr Johnson offered an apology, ordered an investigation and said he understood public anger after that video, leaked to ITV News, showed Number 10 staff joking about the party Number 10 says didn't happen, though multiple sources have told the BBC it did. She has offered more than an apology. Allegra Stratton, the advisor at the centre of the video, has resigned.
Tonight, a Conservative who quit politics this year tells us the Prime Minister's behaviour flies in the face of everything the country holds dear. We'll bring you that interview and ask whether this episode undermines public health messages. After this, from the Nine's Westminster correspondent Rajdeep Sandhu.
Anybody have any? To what extent do people in Scotland follow Boris Johnson? I mean, evidently, in the polling, he is a deeply, extraordinarily unpopular politician here, the height of all of this. But yeah, I think your point is valid, and the Scottish Government are obviously extremely keen, despite their own transgressions, to keep making that point. Listen, just be sensible, listen to...
More on the virus later. By the way, Nick, you have been speaking, haven't you, to one of South Africa's top public health advisors. Very interesting stuff from him. He's been looking at the early studies over there, what they've seen so far from Omicron. Yes, of course, and we're all focusing so much on in terms of infection rates, but also then hospitalisation rates and what they translate into. Speaking to him about those rising hospital numbers in South Africa, he was making the point that in his view...
And that's you up to date with all of the sport for tonight.
It rains in Australia too.
I know, I've noticed that. The summer doesn't look too summery, does it, in Australia at the moment?
Definitely not. And was that full time for Hibs?
Yes, incidentally, if you are just joining us, it was 1-0 to Livingston in that game at the Tony Macaroni Arena. They've got a hectic schedule coming up, Hibs, over the next couple of weeks. And of course, they're looking forward to that cup final on the 19th, the Premier Sport League Cup coming up.
Bonnie, thank you so much. You are watching The Nine, our top story tonight.
Well, do get in touch with us if you have a story to share or something to say. That is our email address right there.
Yep, you can get us on Twitter and Instagram too. Now, an exhausted walker has become the second person to be rescued from the Cairngorms in a week. His two-day rescue came after an injured climber was taken off the mountain range at the weekend.
Braemar Mountain Rescue Team battled through heavy snow and high winds brought by Storm Barra to bring the walker to safety this morning. He was discovered on Monday in the Lough Ann area by a couple who got him to a shelter for the night and raised the alarm yesterday. Malcolm McIntyre from the team was involved in the operation and he told us the story.
This walker was...
That was Robin Smith there talking to the Nine's Louise Cowie.
Just a reminder of the sacrifice lifeboat crews and mountain rescue teams make every day of the year.
Absolutely.
Remarkable
and
people.
These very kind of normal, ordinary sort of looking people. And that gentleman there seemed very casual and normal, and what an awful experience it must have been for him. But great to see that they're remembering it there as well.
And marking it, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Right, well, let's get up to date on all the weather, I think.
Let's do that. Good evening. Hello. A bit of everything in the forecast over the next few days. It's a chilly couple of days to come tomorrow and Friday, and then it's turning a wee bit milder into the weekend and the start of next week, but throughout it's going to be pretty changeable. So there's going to be showers, longer spells of rain, and a wee bit of wintry sunshine in the mix.
Any snow in the mix, perhaps?
High ground. Only.
No, it's always the high ground.
At the moment, yeah. They always get it.
Right.
It's been a day of lighter winds, thankfully. Storm Barra just about has passed, and winds have been much lighter through today for most of Scotland. Could I say less cold? That's the forecast.
It's a nice way of putting it. and a wee bit wintry on higher ground.
Higher ground, yes.
And you gift us a rainbow at the end. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Now, last February, when Fred Banning was diagnosed with terminal bowel cancer at the age of 38, he was one of many people who had to stay at home and shield. When vaccines were approved, he campaigned to get people receiving palliative care priority access to the jab.
While he lives with uncertainty, he says that the vaccine has allowed him to spend his time meaningfully. And he shared his story with Sarah McMullen. It's fantastic. It goes to show just the impact of the vaccine, doesn't it? I saw a picture of Margaret Keenan, who was the lady who got this
the
time
first
last
one.
year, the very first one. She was fantastic.
Yeah.
A wee little Christmas jumper and everything.
It's given people time and hope.
Yes.
Now, Connie alluded to it in the sport, but it's definite. Barcelona have the biggest clubs.
That's all we have time for tonight on The Nine. Myself and Laura will be here tomorrow. A different Laura, should we say.
See you then, bye.